Good morning, students. Yesterday we have started national movement in India. So at the time of Second World War, so our leaders were not supported to Britishers in the Second World War. So in return, so the Britishers tried to defame the Congress and they tried to implemented divide and rule policy between Muslim and Hindus also. Okay, so at that time the Muslim League was supported by Britishers, and at the time of Quit India movement, our leaders were in the jail. So that time the Muslim League spread into the Muslim people, and they got the more support from them. The Pakistan resolution. So at that time, many people felt that so separate governing agreements were needed for regions where Muslim were in majority. So some doubts were created between the Muslim minds. That's why they thought that they need some separate governing arrangements where the Muslim population was more. So, for example, the Urdu poet Muhammad Iqbal, already we know Muhammad Iqbal, he was a famous writer. So, who wrote the song Sare Jahan Se Acha Hindustan Hamara? So, the poet spoke a need for a Northwest Indian Muslim state in his presidential address to the Muslim League in 1930. So before he wrote a song to unite all the states and India, but in that meeting Muslim League in 1930, he spoke the need of Northwest Indian Muslim state for Muslims separately, like that. So the ideas were changed in the minds of some other people. The name Pakistan or Pak-Stan, P-A-K, Pak means Punjab, Afghan, Kashmir, Stan, Sindh and Balochistan. So Pakistan was coined by a Punjab Muslim student at Cambridge, Chaudhary Rahmat Ali. So where they coined this name of the Pakistan? In Cambridge. Okay, so those are the students of Cambridge. So they wrote pamphlets between 1933 and 1935. So those idea was national status for this new entity. So no one took Rahmat Ali seriously in the 1930. Even Muslims or Hindus or our leaders also were not taken him as seriously, especially Ligu and other Muslim leaders who dismissed his idea merely as a student's dream. So even Muslim leaders also, Muslim League and other Muslim leaders also not taken that idea was as serious. So the political situation was changed between within 10 years when British started following the policy of divide and rule, and Congress failed to address the fears of Muslims. So at the time so many tensions were there in our country. So that's why our leaders were not concentrated on these issues. So on 23rd March 1940, the Muslim League moved a resolution and demand autonomy for the parts of the subcontinent where Muslims were in majority. At the time also, they were not demanded for separate Pakistan. They asked some more rights, so autonomy powers where the Muslims were more. So this ambiguous resolution never mentioned partition or Pakistan. However, in later years, it became known as Pakistan resolution. So people were thinking of different ways to solve the issue raised by the League, and a new nation state of Pakistan was one among these alternatives. So to solve the demands of the Muslim League, so our leaders tried to found the different ways. So the partition was the last point. Okay, next. But the discussions and negotiations were not working out. The idea of separate nation state of Pakistan became stronger. So the Congress was unable to fulfill the demands of Muhammad Ali Jinnah, leader of the Muslim League. So finally, separate nation state of Pakistan was became stronger in the minds of the Muslims. Okay, from 1940 to 1946, at the time of Quit India movement, so our leaders were sent to jail. Most of the National Congress leaders were sent to jail. So at that time, so League, Muslim League, and Muhammad Ali Jinnah convinced the Muslim masses about the benefits and need for a separate nation. So some type of propagandas spread into the minds of the Muslims. What are those here? Like how the things highlighted in Telangana, in other states at the time of bifurcation. Like that, there also some propaganda started. So peasants could imagine a state where Hindu jamindars and money lenders did not exploit them. If Pakistan separated, so they should know they don't face problems with the Hindu jamindars and money lenders. And same in the same way, traders, businessmen, and job seekers could think of a state where competition from Hindu traders, businessmen, and job seekers would not be there. If the Pakistan separated from the India, then they don't could have competition from Hindu traders, businessmen, and job seekers. Next, there would be greater religious freedom. So this is also more important. They thought that they should have a great religious freedom when if the Pakistan separated. There would be freedom for the Muslim elite to run the government the way they wanted. So from 1992 to 1945, most Congress leaders were in jail. The League made use of the time to build its base among the people. So they provoked, or they different types of propagandas were spread in the Muslim community. That's like that. The Muslim League got more support from the Muslim masses. So who will make the British quit India? So that is the main aim. So by 1941, Japan started expanding into Southeast Asia. So Japan was also participated in Second World War. Okay, so this was clear that threat to Indian territories as well. The British wanted Indian people to support it in the war against Japan. In March 1942, Prime Minister Churchill was persuaded to send one of his ministers, Sri Stafford Cripps, to India to try and make a compromise with Gandhi and the Congress. So to support Britishers in Second World War, our leaders demanded Purna Swaraj for our country. So to negotiate those demands, they send Stafford Cripps to India. So he met with Gandhi and other leaders. But these talks failed after the Congress insisted that the Viceroy should first appoint an Indian as the defense member of his executive council. So to support Britishers, so our leaders demanded one is Purna Swaraj, then immediately they should appoint our Indian citizen as the defense member of his executive council, but those were refused. That's why the talks were failed. After the failure of the Cripps mission, Mahatma Gandhi decided to launch his third major movement against the British rule to pressurize them. So Gandhiji decided to launch his third major movement, that was the Quit India campaign. So this campaign began in August 1942. So in that agitations, Gandhi was sent to jail. So even though other younger activists organized strikes and hartals all over the country, the young men and women left their colleges to go to jail in a very large numbers, socialist members of the Congress. So socialist means who are revolutionary people. So such as Jayaprakash Narayan were particularly active at the time in that movement. So in several districts such as Satara in the west and Midnapur in the east, so they declared independent governments. The British responded with a lot of force to suppress those issues in Satara and Midnapur. So they took more than 1 year to suppress that rebellion in those areas. So at the time, the Communist Party of India, CPI, decided to support the British war effort. So one of the political party in country was decided to support to Britishers at the time of Second World War. Why? So at the time the Hitler was attacked on the Soviet Union. So these were influenced by the Soviet Union. Our Communist Party leaders and some other people were in India influenced by the Russian revolutions. That's why those were having soft corner towards the Soviet. So when Hitler attacked on Soviet, so immediately the Communist Party leaders in India demanded to support the British in Second World War. It realized the danger at a world level and called the war a people's war. So that was not a Second World War. They called the war was a people's war. On the contrary, Gandhi felt that Indians would be able to handle Japan on their own after the British leave India. So already Japan entered into the Second World War and they are trying to defeat the colonial European powers. So when the Britain defeated, so then we can handle the Japan. Why? Because Japan also the part of Asia. Okay, we can negotiate with them. They thought, Gandhiji thought that we can negotiate with the Japan. So means Japan was not dangerous than the Britishers. So the initial victorious of Japan against the America and European countries. So some hope created in the minds of the Indian people. Okay, so firstly it seemed that the Europeans colonialists would get defeated very soon. Secondly, Japan was an Asian country and could stand up against the European colonialists. So Indians felt that they too can stand up and fight against Britain decisively. So all leaders and Indian citizens also thought that we should fight against the Britain. Next, Subhash Chandra Bose at the time. So one of the um, leader, famous leader, Subhash Chandra Bose wanted to take up the opportunity. So at the time, the British was very busy with the Second World War. Okay, they were suffering with funds and army. So at the time, if we revolt against the British, definitely he thought that he will get the freedom. So, created by the difficulties of the British, he said that India's independence was of utmost importance and we should take the help of the Japanese to throw out the British. He went secretly to Germany and Japan and collected an army of Indian soldiers in 1942. So he gathered some soldiers to fought against the Britishers. So who were those soldiers? The Subhash Chandra Bose collected some soldiers. Who are those? So actually those soldiers were in the beginning. These Indian soldiers were in the British army. So already you know. So Britishers appointed some Indians in their army. So on behalf of the Britishers, they went to they entered into the war against the Japan. So these Indian soldiers also sent along with the troops. So they had been captured by the Japanese when the British were defeated in Burma and Malaya. So in the beginning, the Japan won on America and European countries. So at the time, so the Indian soldiers who were appointed in British army were captured by the Japanese. Okay, so those were the prisoners. They were POWs, prisoners of war. Bose recruited them in his army, which he called the Indian National Army. So after discussions with the Japan and Japan people, government, so the prisoners who are captured by the Japanese, Indian soldiers who are captured by the Japan. So those were joined in his army, in Bose army. Okay, so Bose recruited them in his army, which he called the Indian National Army, INA. So later other Indians also joined with Subhash Chandra Bose, including women. So however, Gandhi did not agree with the plans of Bose. So always Gandhiji fought with peace. Okay, non-violence. So that's why Gandhiji was not agreed with Subhash Chandra Bose. So he felt that the Japanese cannot be the liberators of India if you support the Japan. So after Japan won on the Britain, they may continue their power on India. Okay, that's why he opposed the Subhash Chandra Bose. But Subhash Chandra Bose continued in his chosen path and led an army of Indian soldiers to fight along with the Imperial Army of Japan against the British for almost 3 years. So at the time, though this time was a very dramatic and difficult for the entire world. So at one side, it had seemed that the Allied powers were losing the war, but Russia stopped the Nazi forces with the victory in Stalingrad. So those powers were defeated in the Stalingrad. The Allied powers regained control and eventually won the Second World War. So British won on the Second World War. Okay. So Subhash Chandra Bose, INA, was defeated by the British army. Why? He was supported to Japan. So Japan was defeated in Second World War. So along with Japan, Subhash Chandra Bose also defeated. After this, it is not certain whether Bose disappeared or died. So already our Indian government declared that the Subhash Chandra Bose was died in flight crash. Recently, we found that particulars there. Okay. In June 1944, when the war was about to end, the British government released Gandhi from prison. They set the time for the another round of negotiations and talk for Indian independence. Next, the popular Up Suresh 1946 to 1948. So what was happened between those? So at the time after the Second World War end, the soldiers of INA who are fought against the Britishers were imprisoned, and the British decided to punish them. So the trial of INA soldiers was begun. So the British decided to court-martial them. So for them, for the being traitors to the army, and hanging them to death in punishment. So death sentence was issued to the INA soldiers. So there was unrest, unhappiness, and discontent in different parts of India when the INA trial started. So unhappiness was raised in the parts of India. The issue of Hindu-Muslim identity and separatist politics often became unimportant during such time. Before, there was a discussion between Hindu and Muslims about the partition, about the separation of Pakistan, but in this moment they kept aside. That idea was kept aside, and for example, many of the INA soldiers who were being tried for treason were Muslims. Yet the people's anger and sympathy gave no thought to the religion of the soldiers. So INA soldiers were both were there, Hindus and Muslims. So that's why at the time they never considered the religion feelings. So people were restless because of food shortage, rationing of food, high prices, black marketing, and hoarding. So at the time, what happened at the time of Second World War? So all the food provided to the soldiers. That's why rest of the India faced the food shortage. So they supplied food in ration. So all prices are increased. Black marketing also increased. So workers were angry about low wages. Railway, postal employees, and other government employees also planning to go an India-wide strike against prices. So on 18th February 1946, the guards of ratings of the Royal Indian Navy in Bombay Harbour went on hunger strike to protest against bad food provided by the Britishers and behavior of the British officers. Already we discussed in the previous class. So our soldiers in 1957, they revolted against the Britishers because of behavior of the British officers. Like that here also, because of providing food, bad food, and behavior of the British officers, they went for hunger strike. The strike rapidly spread to other naval men on the Bombay shore and all the naval bases in India. The Navy men put up the tricolor, the crescent, and the hammer and sickle flags jointly on the most of the ships. A naval central strike committee was elected with MS Khan as its head. Okay, like that, the people went for strike. Thus, what were the demands of the naval people? So they demanded better food, equal pay for white and Indian soldiers. So they also demanded release of INA soldiers and the political prisoners and withdrawal of Indian troops from Indonesia. So on behalf of the Britishers, our soldiers sent to Indonesia to fight against the other group. So they demanded withdrawal Indian troops from Indonesia also. So four demands were there: better food, equal pay. So they demanded for the release of INA and political prisoners and withdrawal of Indian troops from Indonesia. So at the time, 78 ships, 20 shore establishments, and 20,000 ratings took part in the strike. Hundreds of students, both Hindus and Muslims, came out in the streets of Bombay to support them. So they also fought with the police and army. On February 22nd, 3 lakh mill workers put down their tools in Bombay and fought violently for 2 days on the street with the police and the army. So in the same time, so navy guards and the workers of railway, postal, and even students came out. Okay, so the year 1946 was a year of strike and work stoppages in factories and mills in many parts of the country. So after Second World War, there was a more people reacted violently against the Britishers. So CPI and the socialist parties were active in those movements. So the countryside was also on the boil. So not only the urban cities, so in countryside means villages also people were active against the Britishers. So an agitation was started in Bengal by small and poor peasants who took land of the bigger landlords to cultivate. So previously, the peasants who are not having a land, they took lands from the landlords on rent. So those are also started agitation against the landlords. So those demands are so that their share of harvest should be increased to 2 portions out of 3, 2/3. So at the time on rent, so they paid more than half of the produce to the landlords. So the tillers left only little share. So now they are demanding that should be increased to 2/3 shares. Okay, this was eventually given to them at the time. This was called the Tebaga movement. Already we discussed Tebaga movement in the previous classes, and was led by the provincial Kisan Sabha. Okay, next. So when you come to Hyderabad, so in Hyderabad, the Communist Party lead a massive movement of farmers of the Telangana region. So the Telangana farmers opposed the large landowners and demand that debits of farmers be cancelled. So those were taken loans from the money lenders. So they demanded that should be cancelled. They also demanded that bonded labor should be stopped and land be distributed to those who worked on it. So they demanded three. One is debit should be cancelled, and bonded laborers should be stopped, and land should be distributed to peasants. The peasants took up arms to fight against the rulers and their armies. So almost 3,000 villages were part of the movement. So another armed revolt of peasants took place Travancore in Kerala, Travancore in Panapra Vayalar. So like that how the revolt started in Hyderabad. So the same type of revolt was started in Travancore. In Kerala also there was more communist people were there. That's why same revolt started in the same places at same time. So like that. So after Second World War, so many revolts started in our country against the British to achieve the independence. So how we achieve the independence, we will discuss in the next class. Thank you.